Thank you for tuning into the Papi J and Wize Jefe on the BS3 Network. Before we dive into the show, we would like to remind our viewers that the opinions expressed on this show are solely those of the host. The BS3 Network does not necessarily endorse or agree with any of the views we express on this program. Furthermore, the BS3 Network is not responsible for the accuracy or timeliness of any information discussed on this show. While we strive to provide informative and entertainment content, we cannot guarantee the accuracy of everything said on Papi J and Wize Jefe. With that said, we encourage our viewers to take everything discussed on the show with a grain of salt and to do their own research and fact checking when appropriate. Thank you for understanding, and now let's get into the show. And welcome to another episode of Papi J and Wize Jefe on the BS3 Network. I am Wize.
I am Papi J.
All right, so we're gonna start this off with all right, so I was watching a show on the BS3 Network, Life Happens. Shout out to everybody at Life Happens. So they were talking about men and stuff. What is a high value man?
I can tell you it's not the ones these people are dating.
Is it someone who makes more than 6 figures? Is that a high value man? So if he makes 6 figures, but yeah, he's a cheater. He might provide, but he's a cheater, he's a liar. Is he still high value? Or is it someone, is it
These days?
Yeah.
These days,
These
yes.
days what?
You could be a cheater, you could be anything as long as you got money.
So money makes you a high value man?
Anything under the sun.
Integrity,
This.
honesty, none of that makes you a high value man? Not for you. I'm not saying for you. But
no, I'm saying from what I've experienced, from what I'm witnessing, no. The values don't matter. Morals and values is everything needs to be revisited. Like there's the morals of the old is not the morals of now. The values of the old is not the values of now. So our generation is the last generation that understands that morals and values of the old. They remixing this new morals and values. All you got to be is hot looking, hot with on social media. You get judged by how many you got. You get judged by your activities you get judged by that. If you ain't got mad followers, man, it's like telling you ain't nobody. Just my personal opinion.
No, listen. It's to me, it's these women talking about, oh, high value man, he needs 6-figure job, he needs to maintain me. And then I'm thinking about, like, chick, what do you bring to the table? Are you a high value woman? Huh? Are you? And again, and it has nothing to. So yeah, some chicks thinking for themselves as,
if you take away looks, if you take away the looks, and this was a blind test, like you couldn't have. First, it has to be money. After that, these days, if you take away looks, everything else boils down to how much you make. That's just the way the world is. So how I'm talking about contracts and how I talk about relationships is because of that. It's because that relationship can't apply to people that chase high, which is implying financially stable, beyond financially stable. They want you to be enough. They want you to be beyond financial, because that's the only way you could take care of them. If you just financially stable, that's within your lifestyle. To add somebody to it and take care, a minus if you got children and any of that, that's a lot for these women to ask for. Like a lot. Like they are bugging. Everybody's on some type of drug This is bad. It's bad,
And it
son.
just
I'm telling you, man.
listen. So I'm watching all these reels and all these shows, and they're talking about high value men, and that, oh, I'm not gonna mess with a man unless he has 6 figures, or I'm not gonna do this. I'm not. But again, we talked about this last episode as far as traditional women. Like a man, yeah, it's good. Listen, it's great that you want to be independent and you want to do all this. But if you want your, like, again, if you want a man to provide for you, to be the traditional man of, oh, he's got to provide for me, he's got to give me a home, he's got to do this, do that, do that, and you're not providing anything of value similar, like if you're not maintaining the house or you're not cooking, and that's what a lot of these women don't even know how to cook nowadays.
Listen, I've been cooking forever, so I don't know. I don't think there's not a
I
female
cook.
that could cook.
I don't mind cooking. I enjoy
They
cooking.
might make a dish. No, it's different. This is what I'm saying. Let's break it down. I'm here to tell it. Yes, women know that people know how to cook. They know how to make the same meals all week, every month. I'm talking about cooking. It's different. A lot of them don't know how to cook, man. You can't step out of your comfort zone. There's certain meals that every household does. Everybody does the same list. It's like school. They programmed you. This is what you get for lunch this week. This is what you get for lunch this week. We'll put it on different days, but that is the way women cook. They have 10 meals at the tops, and I'm being nice. 10 meals at the tops.
You're
30
being
days.
nice. You're being nice.
At 10 meals. Yeah, I'm being nice because I will push it to 7, maybe 5. Well, 7 because there's 7 days a week. I think one day they don't eat out, so you figure 5 or 6. They got 6 meals you're gonna see faithfully for 30 days, and they think that is supposed to keep a guy home. They think that is cooking. It is not. It is not. Like I'm here to tell people like high value man is us, the underrated. The ones that have the values, to understand how to do both. We can be a provider, but we also know that we got to care ourselves. That's the high value man. The ones that actually understand that. Not you caring, you got to take care of somebody. For you to even promote that, you can't high value man. I don't even respect you as a man. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not changing things. Let's stop these rules, man. Let's stop the way you ain't gonna. The world is not gonna change, and we don't have no say so, and that's the problem. The world is changing, and men don't have no say so. And I'm not here to comply or capitulate these narratives that they spitting out here. Period. Man, I'll sit down with anyone and talk about it.
They spend some crazy narrative out there, man. They out there like,
man, listen. I'm trying not to. I don't even get upset at the narrative. So the people that I don't get upset. Period. Matter of fact, I understand that
you get frustrated sometimes. You get frustrated.
No, I get frustrated, but it's because the fact that we're alone. Like, it's us against the world. It's not us, the colored. It's us men against the world.
And recently I've been seeing a lot of clips talking about our generation, Generation X, and the fact that a lot of us don't see color. A lot of us, again, when we started going to school with all types of races, all types of people. So we didn't look at races. Like, I didn't know what racism was till I got older. I didn't know what racism was while I was in grade school and middle school. I didn't know about, the white man holding me down, none of that stuff, because I went to school with all different types of people. So I didn't look at race. I looked at it. Oh, that's my friend.
Listen, I didn't see nothing, dude. I used to, and I'll tell something that I never felt comfortable with some of the things that some hang with people as a child. You in a cool group. You in the group. And then part of the things that we did back then was snatch money out of people's pockets. Stupid stuff. All ignorant stuff as children, going to Manhattan. That's where it was like the spot to catch all. And
jokes, yeah.
not once did I ever, like, I didn't look at it as colored. I didn't look at what we was doing as colored, but it was like some real, like, what they would consider now is hate. You know what I'm saying? And but it wasn't colored. It wasn't based on color. It was based on poverty.
Yeah, it was. We
you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we would have.
It was the same thing with, like, when me and my boys used to go Jack Jan Sports. We didn't pick on, oh yeah, he's a white boy, let's take his Jan Sport. No, if we like that Jan Sport, we didn't matter if you was black, white, yellow, green, we was gonna take it.
You was gonna be a
It didn't matter. Yeah, he was gonna be a Vic.
You had to be popping. You had to know somebody.
It was.
Yeah, they make it into that. And then the narrative gets switched. So they're doing bad things, that kids are doing bad things now, but the narrative is what they put out there. The narrative is what causes the divide. Because nobody was thinking color. Like I said, I was telling somebody, like, dude, there was a time where Spanish people and black people didn't even fuck with each other. People don't even understand that. Like, people don't even know that history. That was a thing when they started integrating, or whatever is the word. But that was a thing. Like, it was like, oh snap. And that was like, it's always been. And then once we started seeing that it was not, there are good people in every group, the narrative disappeared. Nobody had to teach me or teach somebody that these groups didn't talk at one time. Once it changed, it changed. And it was for the better. Young people. See, the young people ain't with the racism shit. It's the ones that don't go outside, live up in the sticks, so they don't have no choice but to be stuck around their parents that are racist. The inner city kids, they don't do that because they know they're going to the same school with a bunch of everybody. So the racism, so now when they perpetuate this racism.
In New York, we went to school with all types of kids. It didn't matter. Like, in New York City, we was a big melting pot. If you was bummy, a white dude would tell you a bummy. That's it. If you was bummy, a black dude would tell you a bummy. Anybody would tell you that in school. I went to Chelsea. I went to Chelsea Vocational. I was in there with everything. Oriental, or whatever's the proper term, Asians, whites, blacks, Spanish. I think there's a Mexican in there, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we went to school and it wasn't no race. It was no tension. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like
it was no tension.
With our generation, within our generation, we didn't see color. Like a lot of people our age group, we didn't see color.
If you want to be honest, you know who sees it the most? White people. I'll say Caucasians, so everybody can feel like, so I could talk about every group. Caucasians, they are the ones that seen color. The children was the ones that had to, when they schools with us, had to see that we was the shit. So now the parents don't even want, they ready to change schools and stuff, because now they hanging with the peoples. They're not blacks, but the peoples. The peoples, dude, is just handball, everything. Like, those things wasn't their sports. Growing up, man, you didn't see them at the courts. Once they realized we wasn't a threat, now they in the parks with us. But their parents taught them that. Their parents sent them out in the world, proposing all these threats. And the kids saw through it. And some of them, the further you and more isolated you were, those are the tiki torch people that Dave Chappelle talk about. Those are the burn your house down people. The further you're isolated, because in the city, you're not tiki torching nothing. That's it. So we never experienced racism. I don't experience when I got pulled over by the cops. Yeah, you could say it's because I was black, but I was doing something wring. I was up to no good. And the cops know who's not up to no good in their city. Like, let's stop, man. Like, come on, man. You knew what they over now. But back then, they did the same thing. You pull off a hot block, you're gonna get pulled over. Your actions, the way you talk to them, if you're too aggressive, think you're smart, a street lawyer, you might get beat up. Or you might get everything you had taken, and they'll still let you go. Like that's the way it was.
Yeah.
But if you're in crimes, then you know this is these are the part of the game. And your parents should not be crying for you when shit go wrong. Because they're from the game. Let's call it how we see it. I'm not with the crying for bad guys. I respect the bad guys. I respect the streets. Too much when somebody in the streets get caught slipping. Period. That's just where I'm at, man. Let's stop with all these extra stuff. It wouldn't be so much head. Everybody just accept. Parents don't want to accept that they benefited from it and then say their kid was an angel. Like, come on. I never called nobody when I went to prison. I never cried when I went to prison. I didn't try to put that pressure on the people to take care of me in prison. That's it. I did this choice. It's supposed to be in prison for years. Nah, and this is where it's at. Everybody made this shit so parents' fault. I'm starting to realize that with parents. Parents ain't as good as they portray. They ain't the best parents. Their parenting skills ain't top notch. They
lacking.
Ain't.
No, some are lacking out there. Some are lacking out
there.
there.
A lot is lacking, yo. I'm being raw. A lot is lacking. I'm calling it out, man. It's not bad kids, it's bad parenting.
Yes, it is.
Let's correct the thing. Correct this thing.
Because now parents, like when the pandemic started, right?
Parents ain't doing nothing now because of TikTok.
Like when the pandemic started, and like I was like saying, when parents were stuck with their kids at home, I'm like, now y'all motherfuckers is realizing that it wasn't the teacher and it was your badass son or daughter in school that was acting a fool. Because now they're acting a fool at home, and you're realizing like, oh shit, my kid is fucking is the root of it. It's not that these teachers are bad.
No,
I got a badass son.
No, that's what I want to correct. It's not I got a badass son. It's I'm a terrible parent.
This is true.
That is it. That is it, man. Let's be everybody talking about owning they shit. You a terrible parent. Period. You can't have a bad kid if you're a good parent. You can have a kid that get into some mischief. May be hard because kids are hard. But a bad kid, bad parenting, the bad people you surround them with, the bad the village that you created for them that probably is so toxic. There's no choice but to follow suit. No, it's not the bad kids, man. Unless they got some type of letters. I'm not trying to hear the kids, nigga. It's like, nah, I'm not. Parents don't want to accept no responsibility. Out of all the people in the world, they keep telling kids and children and other young people responsibility for your actions. And parents is not doing that. And I'm getting very upset. Not upset, frustrated. Use the right word. I'm not upset because after this, I can go right to work. But I'm just frustrated when I have to sit here and think about it because I've been revisiting a lot of things and I'm looking at a lot of things from the outside looking in. And I swear I'm going to chop up that episode of Toxicity. And I'm going to put that out because it goes.
We're going to take a quick break. Attention all business owners. Are you tired of managing your finances and taxes on your own? Let the experts at 1-800-TaxMasters help. Our team of experienced professionals offers a range of services to help you keep your finances in order, from personal and business tax returns to monthly accounting, quarterly and annual tax planning, and virtual controller and CFO services. With our virtual services, you can get the support you need without ever having to leave your office. Don't let taxes and finances stress you out any longer. Visit www.1800taxmasters.com today and let us handle the numbers so you can focus on growing your business.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens Podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor,
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
that pulls no punches,
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
that gives you some humor,
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
if you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so I saw a clip a little while ago. I should have sent it to you, but it was from the Joe Budden podcast where Melissa, Ish, and what's his face were in having a heated discussion with Flip. Heated discussion with Flip, because they were talking about, oh, you need to show respect to your child. Yeah, they respect their opinion, all this and all that. And Flip was like, see, that's what's fucking wrong with y'all. That's what's wrong with y'all. She's 11 years old. All right, I get it. I get it. I understand. He was like, yo, I understand she has her opinion and all that. But that's what's wrong with society right now. That's what's wrong. Is that, yeah, y'all not raising these kids. He was pointing out more that y'all want to be their friends and y'all want to be hanging out and y'all want respect. I get it. Y'all want to, but at 11 fucking years old, he was like, yo, at 11 fucking years old, her opinion really doesn't matter to me. And they're like, oh, yeah, but you don't understand. And yo, it was some crazy, and he made sense. What he was saying was making sense. Like, you think Margie gave a fuck about my opinion when I was 11 years old? I'm like,
But
I don't want
think
to
about
eat
it.
this.
You got to
About
think
what?
about it. That heated discussion was with. Well, think about it. The first one, that heated discussion was with talking to people who don't have kids.
All three of them don't have kids?
Only Flip. I don't think Melissa got kids. She never talk about kids. So I assume that she don't have kids because everybody else talk about their kids.
Yeah.
Button talk about his kids. Ice talks about his daughter. Nobody else talk about kids. So of course they're gonna say that. Let me tell you something. The child don't have opinions. They're developing opinions off of what you display as a parent. Back to bad parenting. But I give them choices. I think everybody should be allowed choices, everything. I give my son the one that when I could be
Some
there.
people, all right, some people might say you're hard on Taino. If they would see you interact with Taino, some people would say, oh, you're a little bit too hard on them. I'm not saying
I would go in there and grab that certificate. I know, but I would go in there and grab the certificates that he get for Child of the Month. So you compare my parenting and then the reward Child of the Month. You compare their parenting and the reward is whatever they get, a star, maybe. Come on. You got to let him know that there's options. You got to preparing your child for the world means, is it really about the young opinion? It's about your guidance of understanding options, choices. The opinion, yeah, they're gonna have opinion, but they have child's brain, so they vivid. They could take real life stuff and mix it with YouTube stuff. They could take real life stuff and mix it with cartoons. They intertwine those. So how could I respect the opinion of a child? How can you? And then, and this is why a child think they grown at 10 and 12, 13. This is why children think they should be sitting at the table with grown folks while they talk.
And it's crazy.
That's
too.
when
we was growing up, we wasn't like, they would let us know, yo, listen, it's an adult time, get your ass out of here, go hang out with the kids.
Like, I got a mother and I got a father, rest in peace. But it was uncle and aunt that made me the person I am today. If it was up to the mother, I'd probably be dead or for life. If it was up to the father, I would be a gangster. The gangster of the gangster. They helped shape me, but the knowledge came from a gay uncle and a loving aunt. Aunts. Let me not just put, there's one main, the head of the snake, but there's a lot of aunts that made who I am, and a lot of uncles that made me who I am. It wasn't my mother. My mother is why I'm over here doing mental health and therapy and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't tell her she's a bad mother. That'd be a topic for discussion, because they don't accept their faults. You know, they don't apologize to you for their mistakes in life. They just think that you should get over it. They fix, they bang. And this is the problem. This is the problem. By the time you fix yourself, I already got to fucking live this. I already view different, that I'm not listening to you. And that's parenting. That's parenting for years. We all are at fault for why society is the way it is. It's not just kids. It's not just poverty kids, because there's a lot of rich kids that want to be down with us, and will give up all that stuff until the heat come, and then they run back to rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be down. We didn't go to different neighborhoods and try to recruit rich kids or kids that had both parents or none of that. They came to us because that life was boring to them. It's good when they get in trouble that they use the rich part. Look, all the rich kids now, stars that's going through stuff.
Yeah.
And this just acceptance has got to go all the way around the board. You can't just keep blaming kids. You can't just keep blaming the poor people. Up y'all children's mess. And y'all in a position to. If I had money, my son, even if he got into trouble, you wouldn't know, because I would take care of it as a parent. No matter what, being a parent, I get that. But come on, before you say you're a good parent, before you start calling people bad parents or saying that children are messed up because of their poverty life, we make it popping. Fashion. Y'all ain't outside enough to make fashion. This is what I'm saying. We made everything hot. We made Tommy hot. We made Bensley. They made it, because I don't wear that shit. But we made that hot. They didn't design it for us. We knew how to. We are the creators. We were born creators. And that's what scares at the world, is that we are born creators. And with the social media, now they see it. We are pop. So now they chasing and snatching whoever's popping, but they want the narrative to be poverty life, not the growth from a poverty life, but the poverty. They hear the sad, nasty stories. They want to hear that. They don't want to hear you fixed yourself by yourself. Not even your parents did it by yourself. They want to hear that they was the reason why you are who you are today. No, it starts at home, and it starts at home, and it starts at home. Everybody keeps saying it starts at home. So then the parents, I ain't starting at home with me. As the child, I'm starting at home parents. And it's just everybody needs to like you can't, if you can't juggle more than one thing, then you can't be a good parent. To juggle work, you got to be able to juggle. You got to be able to put work as a priority, children as a priority, not just fashion, not just gadgets, a priority, so they could be prepared for whatever changes and new rules there is, because you can't teach them your old rules, which we relearn. And people don't know how to relearn. They choose not to. They play the fool and then play the victim. It's time to call people on the real stuff, man, because this world's getting crazy. And you got children that you got to prepare for a crazy world. How do you prepare children for a crazy world? Trust the cops or trust the cops? Don't mess with don't mess with the color or different races, or accept everybody. Like, it's just, there's bad and there's bad. It's not black bad. It's not white bad. It's not Asian bad. It's bad, period. No better than the other bad. No bad is more worse than the other bad. And that's the problem. It's all parenting, and it's all the adults. It's all the adults. And to me, over 65, you're more dangerous to society than anyone, because you're stuck in your old ways. No adapting to it. And that's the government. Everybody's over 55. Everybody's just stuck in their ancient history thing, even though the world is 10 times over. So it's the adults. It's the adults that are scary, and it's the adults that make the rules. So you was like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then they blame it on the children because we're supposed to figure it out as children. This is America.
All right, man. We're gonna take another quick break.
I'm tight.
We'll be right back.
Tight.
We'll be back.
Take a break. You can take a break.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, Wize.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez. And it's caught! Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense.
The throw just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
And we are back.
Call you back. Let me call you back. Hold on. I'll call you back.
So yeah, we are back. All right. So
I got a long commercial.
It was long enough. But anyway, so I saw this clip, right? And they were talking about how all these female singers, right, are talking to these women and telling them, oh, be a boss chick, be independent, or don't worry, you don't need no man. Because Sierra just came out with a song and they roasted her because they're like, chick, you married. And it's all these women that are in relationships, Cardi B, City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, are talking to all these women. Beyonce talking to all these women about independence. You don't need a man, none of that. But they're all in relationships. Why is that?
Lying.
Why they all? Why is that though?
Lying.
Why are they influencing women?
Stop acting like you don't know the history.
Why is it?
Let's not act like Jay-Z ain't writing mad songs.
Why are they influencing these women?
Just not even that.
To be independent, but none of them are independent. They're all in relationships. Makes no sense to me.
They the bosses of their relationship. They the bosses of the relationships. That's that happy life. That's that happy wife, happy life bullshit. So you make them happy. You elevate their status. You help elevate their status because not all of them. Some of them bosses. Some women are bosses. Came up on their own, went through the mud, and I respect that. But most of them are just talking because it's always saying
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not. What I'm saying is, how are you going to influence women to be independent, be this? You don't need a man, but yet you in a relationship. You got these women confused. You got these women twisted out here.
Because it shouldn't be, because they don't know how to use the word interdependent. It don't sound right in a song. Some women are interdependent. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. You got dependent, you got independent, and then you have interdependent. You could just look it up. There's a definition for it. But there's an interdependent, which means you know how to do it with someone else. You have to be interdependent or to work with somebody. They're not teaching you that. They're just teaching you dependent, independent. There's something higher than all those, and that's dependent.
So one of the reasons they're saying is that they're doing this is because, of course, we're a capitalist society, and single women are the biggest consumers. Single women spend the most money. So obviously, society wants these women single because they want their money.
Yeah.
And so
society wants the women single. They play along. This is what I say about rich people of color. I'm not gonna word. Rich people of color, colored people. They want they don't want this house. The goal in America has been forever to keep the father out of the house. That goal. They think they know that together in the house, without all the adversity, it's sky's the limit. It's too much in there. It's too much. It's a threat. That's a threat. If all of us was in we even co-parent without the beefing, show children that unity, show people that even if you're not together, this is what it is. A dangerous thing, dude. That's a dangerous thing because the young is the creators. So if you keep pushing independent, if you keep pushing need a woman, you don't need a man, get your money, you don't got to do this. If you keep pushing that, then it's never going to be nothing that even resembles unity.
They're gonna be
shows unity comes from home.
they'll be able to control
And that's
the
what it
masses
is.
easier.
So once they get to that level, once you get to that level, in order to maintain that money, you got to shut the fuck up and play the game with them. If not, then you be Bill Cosby. Before, prior to when he was trying to just buy NBC, and they just knew that was insane, because his narratives was pushing that type of people, positive families, good families, both working parents, kids that get into trouble, but parenting was good at home. That was parenting at home, Bill teaching.
So you saying
didn't know how to understand why your child was. They couldn't give him a network. They couldn't even what else. Come on, what else would he do to help black people? Despite all the bad, that's what I'm saying. You kill people for bad, but prior to that incident, because I think everybody could get charged with rape. I think everybody in Hollywood
during that time, 70s and 80s, everybody was doing drugs.
Every son, they show you in all the black documentaries of the singers that fell. They show it to you. The agent always found the coke for them. Because the black people that was at, they didn't have a dealer on the block in Hollywood. Nobody was just standing outside of Studio 56 with a pack. It was the producers. It was the agents. It was everybody else that was providing those drugs. So no, it's never was supposed. Bill Cosby was the closest to trying to just put on TV positive black people that not showing you that you are worthy of something, that you can succeed, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer. Like that was the wow of the Cosbys. Then the kids being bad and them trying to juggle the kids and work was the reality of life.
Mm-hmm.
They deaded it. They wanted good times. They wanted Sanford and Son. They like to see the impoverished. They like to see it. It's comedy to them. It's entertaining. They don't like to see us struggle.
They don't like to see the
they don't like
lawyer
to
or doctor.
No.
Same thing. All right.
No,
so that's one of the
don't
things
that's what none of that.
That's what kind of got me pissed off with Bel Air. When now that they remade the Bel Air, right? I'm saying, because if you remember the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, I'm saying, yeah, it was comedy. It had some serious undertones on there when they had faced some racism issues and stuff like that. But now with this new one, they got Uncle Phil is an adulterer. They got, I think, Ashley or one of them is gay. All this other stuff. And I have nothing against gay people, but it's like now you're pushing all these different narratives. You're pushing all these things like, oh yeah, we have some. And it's like every show. It's like every show that has something to do with black people. You can't show black people being productive. You can't show black people or people of color being successful. They either got to be the gangster. The same thing with people with people with brown skin. They either the gangster or the criminal or whatever. They never really show them being productive, being owners, being this, being that.
No, they don't.
Hello?
And so it's all by design. And they know it's by design. And the sad thing is when you get up there and you want to maintain that level of status, you either comply or capitulate to whatever is the rules for what you're supposed to put out there for the people to consume, or you won't put out nothing. That's it. We'll find a way to take all those billions away. We'll fix you like they try to fix Kanye. Like, this is what they do, dude. They make sure that the money is there, but it's up in a lot of litigations so that you got to walk right. So the ones that really get it, like Dolph, young Dolph, rest in peace, who got the mud and don't want to sign and don't want to capitulate. Life is, the path is harder and you got to be built for that. And a lot of people ain't path. A lot of people ain't built for that, so they'll capitulate to everything just to get a couple of dollars. So all them songs that they putting out there, yeah, go ahead, independent, whatever that is. Go ahead, do you, be independent is selfish to me. That's independent. To be truly, you have to be a selfish person. Because it's all about you. That's independent. If you're saying I don't need, then it's just me. Not even your kids. It's just me. Independent is selfishness. And they pushing selfishness. That's what it is. They promoting, be selfish, think of yourself. Men ain't good for you. Men ain't going to help you get nowhere. That's what they pushing. Be selfish. And go ahead, be. That's it. I ain't got no beef with it. Be selfish. Don't cry about your selfishness later down the line. Don't kill me with tears. Expect no sympathy. Oh, I gotta empathize with you. I can't empathize with selfish people. And I'm not trying to empathize with selfish. You're not gonna make me feel bad because I don't empathize with selfish people. And that's his all. I'm supposed to empathize with all the selfish people, and they ain't empathizing with nobody, but they selfish. So go ahead, girls. Fuck niggas. I don't know, whatever, man. I'm not here to argue with nobody. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a right to say what they want. Just don't expect me to care or sympathize with some of this narratives that's coming out. That's it. I'm not empathizing. I'm not trying to understand it. None of that. Selfish is selfish. Let's just break it down to the one word. Let's stop even all these different one word. Independent, selfish. Interdependent, gotta work towards. Where we can work with each other and not be selfish and not and really work with each other and not feel bad because somebody might have an idea that's or more lucrative, and still help them get to where they gotta go, and you help and help each other. That's why all this support and all that stuff, people are selfish. That is it. If you can't support another person and you got a lot of excuses why you can't, then you are selfish. That is it. And I get it. I respect it. You have choices. That's why I say you always have three choices: dependent, interdependent, and independent. You have people who watch. You have people who watch shit happen. You have people who happen, and you have people who make shit happen. That is it. It should be a Republican, Democrats, and another strong option. It shouldn't be two, because two ain't really an option.
Independent.
If I give you two pills, you got to pick one. That's what I'm saying. And the independent don't partner. And you don't want the independent. That's what I'm saying. They selfish. No. It comes with that selfishness. The world independence. They want dependent. I want interdependent. And if I can't get that, then I don't need to mess with either dependence or independent. And I don't have to empathize with the dependents. I don't have to empathize with the independents, because these are that you have, that you made. The only reason why I know about interdependent is because I paid attention in the programs that I went to when I was incarcerated. And they teach you that. That's crazy. They teach you that in jail. They don't teach you that in the street. Wow. That's why they took college out of jail. That's why they took that, because we more time to focus on that. The world can't distract you. So when people was coming home, they don't want you to
be reformed.
Fully,
no, not with knowledge. They
don't want you to be even able to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want you, because people was coming home with diplomas back in the days and dived. They didn't take their diploma and went back to the streets. They took their diploma, and now another world open to them. But they was focused in prison because there's nothing else. No social media, no radio, no interactions. Everybody couldn't watch TV, and everybody couldn't watch what they want. So now you go and you isolate yourself and you educate. Out here, you could go to college, but they party all the time.
Yeah.
So you're still not focused. They know how to not make you focus. That's why only 1% of 1 billion colleges. How you get 1% of anybody going to any professional sport, and you got like 50 colleges in every state. Like, that's sad. That's terrible. That's disgusting. And if you try to open up your own sport league, so they make they make the reward for all this money that you spend for education very little. There's not nobody I know that graduated from college that's doing what they went to school for.
Yeah.
Not one. It's not designed for you to succeed in that field, because that field ain't open like that. It's a good field because they tell you it's lucrative. So you're chasing the money. You go to college for the field in certain areas for the money. But they're not. Reality is in that field. I could get in that field faster than some of the people that went to college, guys. It's who you know. It's not what you know. It's nice to know stuff. Who you know. You can learn along the way. Some people will hire somebody they know and let them learn on the job rather than hire somebody with experience and for that. So it's just, it ain't, the people just need to understand the trickery is everywhere. Greatest thing the devil ever did was convince the world he didn't exist. And that motherfucker is walking amongst us every day and all, not one, there's many of them. All different colors and sizes and shapes.
All right, man. But that on
It's
that
good.
note, man.
I know now. So now we prepared for. That's why we focus the way we focus, because we see this when we move and how we move. Like you was wondering, how come the traction is a little better, but we're not. To us, we're not doing as much as we feel. It's because we genuine, and genuine will always attract people. Real will always attract people.
And I feel like if we really were to apply ourselves even more, the traction will be even greater. But that's just me. That's just me knowing that if I step my game up even more, it's just gonna be better for us, man. So that's something that we are our worst own enemies. It's us. It's us that we allowed a lot of the circumstances to affect our lives because we are our worst enemies. But on that note, we're gonna end the show. You got anything else you want to say? Anything you want to share before we leave?
I want to say that I gotta get to podcasting because I feel way better prior to how I was feeling when we started
earlier today.
The show. This is definitely therapy for me, y'all.
It is, man. And I tell that to everybody.
To
it's something where you at least get to express your views, express your opinions, and let them out. And like the warning before this, whatever we talk about is our opinion. It's not the BS3 Networks. It's our opinion. It's what we feel. And if anybody feels offended by it, fuck you.
Yeah.
But all right, man.
You already know how I stand, man.
Yeah. But
I just want to, I don't got no final thoughts, no final words. I just want to say,
ain't down with us. I got 2 words for you.
I was going through it. It was heavy. I feel better.
But all right, man. I am Wize.
And I am Papi J.
And
we are
out of here.
out.
We out of here. Peace out.
Peace.